Well, he says that Illinois' Democratic governor, Pat Quinn, has served too long and isn't providing the leadership that Illinois needs.
If you thought the man saying that was one of 4 Republicans running against Quinn, you would be wrong. Democrat Bill Daley, the former Commerce Secretary and once President Barack Obama's chief of staff, is running against Quinn and sat down with News 8 tonight to tell you why.
For the first time in his life, William Bill Daley's walking into a campaign with his name on the ticket and running against an incumbent fellow Democrat to become Illinois' next governor.
We've got a situation in our state that's very dire, and we need new leadership.
In the Quad Cities Thursday, for the first time since announcing his candidacy, no topic was off limits.
You have a Democratic-controlled state House, a Democratic-controlled state Senate. You've had a Democrat in the governor's mansion for several years. What about the voter who's kind of skeptical about staying with the Democratic Party going forward?
Look, there's good reason to be skeptical. But I think part of the problem is these people have all been in the system for too long. The governor, he and Blagojevich were together for 6 years, and a lot of the problems we're trying to deal with today are a result of policy decisions that they made.
One of the major battles raging in Springfield is over pension reform, now unfunded by more than $100 billion. Daley says if elected, he'll step forward as a leader and push for compromise.
Well, I think everyone's going to have to come to the table. Look at we are focused on what is 3% of the labor force of Illinois. That's all that's affected by this debate. 97% of the labor force in Illinois has no dog in this hunt, except that they pay the taxes.
What do you think about the leadership of Mike Madigan?
Look, the Speaker's been there. The Speaker's job is to run the House. He is not to set the agenda for the state.
As for any voters' concerns, he's too tied to Chicago. His father and brother, both mayors there for a combined 30 years plus. He says he wants voters to give him a chance.
We all oftentimes think of stereotypes, but the truth is there are fewer people in Chicago. There's less than 3 million people who live in Chicago. There's over 12 million people in the state.
Now, very early polls have Daley and Quinn within roughly 5 points of each other, each swapping the top spot over the summer. The primary is set for March of 2014. Now, Quinn's won tight races before, last time beating both Democratic Comptroller Dan Hines in the primary and Republican State Senator Bill Brady in the general election by less than 1% of the vote both times.
And coming